Welcome to the Greg Coach Show today. Today we're going to talk about some of the 5 steps in conflict resolution. Wow, what are the 5 steps in conflict resolution? How do we define them and what can we do to solve some of these problems? Thumbs up, please. Thumbs up. Hit that like and share button. We definitely need your support. Please support our channel. Cash App, GRC $mantrap. Greatly appreciate all your donations. Will go back to help our community. Thumbs up, like and share. Hit the subscribe button right there, little red button below. So without further ado, let's get into it. Let's talk about some of these 5 steps of conflict resolution. One of them that I came up is being able to define the source of a conflict. Man, that is deep. Being able to find the source of that conflict, whether it's your significant others, whether you're on the job. What is the source of that conflict? How do we get here between two people? What can we do to resolve that? So defining the source of the conflict. Where did this junk come from? How did it get here? And where did it come from? So that's one of the things, the 5 steps of conflict resolution. The second one is look beyond the incident. Man, let's look beyond the incident. What caused us to get to this viewpoint? What caused us to get to this disturbance? How did we get to this disturbance? What was the thing that took us from this month to that month? How do we solve this problem? Those are things that we look to look beyond. Look beyond that incident and try to find ways. How did we get here? And what are the solutions solving these problems? Is there a mediator there that can help us solve those problems? That's very, very important. Another one is request solutions. Man, that's very, very important. Request solutions to this conflict resolution where you got to get a mediator, someone there that can help solve this problem, whether it's a verbal nuisance, whether it's conflict on the job, whether there's harassment, there's disturbance. We need to come up with solutions when you're having conflict so that it doesn't get further. You see what I'm saying? Because if we don't, then it could escalate. In today's societies, we know that these conflict resolutions, if they're not resolved properly, that can escalate to some very serious situations where people can get hurt. So always come up with some solution where there's a mediator or someone there to help solve these problems quickly and fast, and that both parties will be satisfied and they can go their separate ways. Another one is, like I said, identifying solutions both of the disputants and can support. Identifying the solution. That's just identifying these solutions that both parties can be supportive and they can walk away with the conflict resolved. But there's no fighting, there's no disagreement, but there's solutions have been on the table. We come to agreement, the mediator is there, and both occupants can disperse their ways. Last but least, you finally have an agreement. You finally have an agreement between both parties, and they're able to shake hands, they're able to walk away, they can make plans together, they can prevent conflicts and further arising situations that might be further down the line. But there's a mutual agreement with both parties that, hey, look, this situation has been resolved. Jack, Betty has resolved that. We got it under wrap. We don't need to talk about it anymore. That thing has been resolved. So I just thought I'd share those things. Because it's very important that when you get in a conflict resolution, whether you're dealing with a family member or friends, that you de-escalate the situation. Always de-escalate it. Don't have a shouting match with them. Don't yell at them. The word of God says a soft answer turns away wrath. So sometimes you got to be the bigger boy or the bigger lady and back down. Don't escalate that situation. Always come up with a solution to diffuse the situation so it don't escalate because we don't want it to escalate. That's the key. We don't want that situation to escalate because it can go kapoo and it'd be all over the place. So I thought I'd share that with the YouTube family. Thumbs up, please. Thumbs up, like and share that information on the 5 steps to conflict resolution. As we talked about it again, defining the source of the conflict. Talked about that. Look beyond the incident. Talked about that. Request solutions, as we talked about. Come up with solutions for this conflict resolution so it can get resolved uh, quickly. Identify the solutions of the occupants that can help support that situation. Identify the occupants that the solution needs to be resolved in. And finally, as we talked about, coming up with a mutual agreement where both parties are satisfied and the situation and conflict has been resolved and we can go on our ways peacefully. So I thought I'd share that with my YouTube family. Thumbs up, like and share that button. Hit the subscribe button. Please, like I said, help support our channel through Cash App, GRAC, $mantrap, and all your donations, whether it's 50 cents or a dollar, go back to help our wonderful community. Thank you again for tuning in to the Greg Coach Show, and we'll be back next week with a wonderful topic. So remember, use those great conflict resolutions, those 5 things that we talked about. Please make sure you use them. Let's go over them real quickly again because it's very, very important. Identifying the sources of conflict. Look beyond the incident. We talked about request solutions. We talked about identifying the solutions for both parties can be solved. And lastly, the agreement has been met. Both parties can go their way. God bless you. Take to you next week. See you next week with a wonderful, wonderful topic. Take care. Bye bye.